Well, you know what they say. Can't bake a pie without losing a dozen men.
Oh, that was horrible. Your wish is horrible. You're horrible. You're an irredeemable monster.
Oh, what took you so long, idiot?
Hello everyone, my name is Jurassic and I'm here to bring you the review of the new Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus. So without further ado, let's dive into it. My, Mattel, how much you have improved within less than a year! Honestly, the Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus is the best herbivore we've gotten. Like, the sculpting, the painting, everything about the Ankylosaurus is wow. Now, this is how you do a medium-sized herbivore. Literally, this thing puts the Triceratops to shame. And automatically did that when we all found out they can actually open its mouth. So that little mouth articulation really added some, just more to it. And the sculpting. A lot of people are going to be mixed with the sculpting with the Ankylosaurus. I get it. It's not one-to-one to what we saw in Jurassic Park 3. Because if you put the Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus next to the Jurassic Park 3 model, that ain't it, Chief. Because in the Jurassic Park 3 model, it looks more chunkier. The club tail's more rounded than flat. And, this is honestly just more of a Jurassic World Ankylosaurus with Jurassic Park 3 paint scheme. Which does suck, but again, for some dumb reason, Mattel doesn't have access to the old models and just maquettes of the dinosaurs from the previous movie. You'd think they do for this toy line, but apparently they don't, which in a few aspects does make some of the toys in the toy line suffer. Cough, Triceratops. But all in all, still a fantastic figure. Really love the paint job. I don't know if you guys can see it in the footage right now or in the images, but they give it like a little dry brush on the back and mostly on the armored bits of the Ankylosaurus. The eyes are beautifully painted. Love the shaded red. Although I will have one complaint about the paint job, is that they, again, Mattel, buddy, why do you keep chipping out on the tail, buddy boy, bucko? Yeah, the tail, when it comes to the spikes and everything, does not have any paint whatsoever, which absolutely sucks. It sucks to do because you have this beautiful sculpt, this beautiful paint job, this beautiful overall of a figure, but then you just cheap out on the tail. I'm the type of person that usually doesn't care about this. I don't care for the painted nails. I usually do not care about the tail, but in this case, they really should not have cheapened out there because like, how do the spikes just immediately stop on the back? Like, no, this is not a mainline release. They should have painted the spikes on the tail. And aside from that, the rest of my problems with this figure are literally just nitpicks. Like, for example, I wish like the tail had one extra articulation on the tail, or maybe articulation on the waist, so we can get more like dynamic poses. But at that point, I'd be nitpicking. Yeah, like I said, those are just nitpicks at this point because I am having a hard time to find anything wrong with this figure, because it is much more bigger than the mainline Ankylosaurus, and overall just more beefy, more chunky, like just chunk. You really feel the chunkiness of this figure and the heavy. Like that's one thing I really was not expecting with this figure. It is heavy. like ironic. The name means armored tank, and you're basically getting a little tank. But in this case, it's basically a glorified armadillo, which has a texture. I appreciate it. Woo-wee! But yeah, really fantastic figure. And I am actually glad this does not have wire tail. I am glad they gave it like the little SH Monster Art style tail, because it does the job perfectly. It looks natural. Everything about the tail looks natural, aside for the paint. And just the movement and just the dynamic of everything is superb. Again, my only big complaint is the paint. And something I kind of forgot to mention is how flat the club tail is. that's another thing I do not like about Mattel's Ankylosauruses, is that they made the club tail like super flat. But yeah, it's an iconic dinosaur in general. It's an iconic dinosaur to the franchise. And all in all, they executed it perfectly. And I've noticed that the head, one of the horns is shorter than the other, which either A, they just re-sculpted or just reused a bumpy mold, or B, they did it like that so we can easily get a bumpy version of the Ankylosaurus, which I would be absolutely down for. But yes, I cannot stop singing the praises of the Ankylosauruses. Obviously, it is not a perfect figure. I do wish it had like a waist joint and just a couple of more joints on the tail. But all in all, a fantastic figure. And you know what? I think it's time for the size comparisons. So let's jump into that. Here's a Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus with Transformers Legacy Tarn. Here's a Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus with the Kingdom Hearts Bring Arts Sora. And the clothes of Ankylosaurus with the one and only Captain Jack Sparrow. So yes, if my positivity of this figure really doesn't give away my rating of this figure, it is literally my final rating for this figure is honestly a 5 out of 5. It is a 5 out of 5. This is one of the best Hammond Collections figures that we've gotten. I would probably place it around 2nd to 3rd place in the roster of on my ranking of the Hammond Collection so far. So number 1 would be the T-Rex, number 2 the Dilophosaurus, and number 3 would be the Ankylosaurus. Those 3 have been absolutely superb, and I am ecstatic to get the other figures. Like this is something I've always wanted as a kid. Because most like Ankylosaurid figures is just a big old brick that you can probably hurt someone with. You can hurt someone with this, but with articulation this time. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal job. And yes, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus. And if you did, would appreciate a like and a subscribe. Usually I don't upload this late, but hey, things got in the way and family decided to visit last minute, so I'm sorry about that. But yes, I will see you guys next time, and we'll be dropping a video soon about the Patreon and Discord, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, I've been Jurassic Addict, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios!